guys, happy Halloween! Today I'll be celebrating the spooky season by making a quick display board for my Nighthaunt showcase. If you'd like to see how I speed painted my chain rasps, you can follow the tutorial in my last video in the description below. I've already rolled out some DAS air drying modelling clay with my Green Stuff World rolling pin. I think this design is called Ancestral Recall. I'd already started putting some Vallejo earth texture and tea leaves onto the slabs before I decided to stick them down, but we don't need to worry about those yet. I'm using a cheap canvas board I bought from the Works in the UK, but you can use anything sturdy enough not to warp. The main bulk of the rocks will be yogurt pots. Plastic food containers are a great lightweight option for adding some height to the board, plus they're pretty much free. I'll be sticking them down with a hot glue gun. If you don't have one, double-sided tape would work as well. Next, I'll start sculpting the rock face with tinfoil. You'll start getting some natural looking sharp crevices from the folds, and it'll hold its shape, which is good news for us. I'm just checking if my models will fit where I want them to go, because this board is specifically designed for my Nighthaunt. Next I'll cover the foil completely in PVA, and layer it up with torn up kitchen towel, making sure there's enough PVA between each layer. I do really like Vallejo earth texture paints, and I use them quite often, but if you're covering a whole terrain piece, it's much cheaper to mix your own. I'll be using polyfiller and Liquitex acrylic paints as the bulk of my mud mix. I'm not too bothered about the colour of the mix because I'll be painting over the top, but I want to start with a neutral base. I used mainly Naples yellow with a dash of ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson. I wanted to thicken up the paste, so I added some bicarbonate of soda. You could use fine sand or any kind of coarse powder, just don't use anything toxic. I'm looking for a kind of smooth peanut butter texture. This is quite thick, so I left it to dry for maybe 2 days before starting to paint over the top. You can force it to dry a little quicker with a hairdryer if you want. I wanted the paving stones to be a bit warmer than the rest of the board, so I washed it over with some black and crimson Liquitex inks, thinned with matte medium and water. I let that dry, then I went over everything with thinned down black Vallejo airbrush primer. Once that was dry, I took my chunky makeup brush and dry brushed some Vallejo Bone White Game Colour over the whole thing. Now the texture's really starting to come out. I thought the paving stones were looking a bit pale, so I gave them another black wash, before adding some spots of dark earth Vallejo earth texture. I did this mainly to tie the board in with the bases of my army. I pressed in some tea leaves as well. It's good to have a reference model next to you if you want your bases to tie in with the board. For the finishing touches, I took some PVA, stuck on some more tea leaves, and some tufts of dark green lichen. So it's time to bring in the army. I hope you enjoyed my video today. Remember to give me a like if you liked it, and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments below what kind of model you'd like to see me paint next. And if you want to see more, you can check out some close-up stills of the army on my Instagram @mtgbella. See you soon. Bye.